So I'm going to go with the Senators in 60-minute time, takes that down to minus 115. One of the biggest rules in the NHL this season is to fade the Coyotes on the road. They're very bad, 8-16-5 as visitors this season. The Senators are 17-13-2 at home. They've actually been a little better at home than they have been on the road. The overall records are very similar. But when you look at Arizona, they're really in a rough patch right now. Going into tonight's game, they had lost 13 straight. I didn't see the conclusion of that one. I believe they lost 14 straight, though, facing Toronto tonight on the road. So just nothing is going their way. The Senators are just 2-3 in their past 5 games, but they're coming off rest after a 2-game road trip. They're scoring 3.3 goals per game compared to the Coyotes at 2.86. So slight offensive advantage there. They are a little bit worse on defense, but overall, I don't want to touch a team that's lost 14 straight now looking at the Arizona Coyotes. They've really struggled to score late. They're not going to be on fresh legs because they played today. So it's a really good spot to back the Senators to get it done before overtime, get it done in 60 minutes. So I am going to go with the puck line here for the New Jersey Devils. They have been very good on their West Coast road trip. Started off with a bang, taking down San Jose 7-2. They now won 2 of their past 3, and they're a much better offensive team than Anaheim. That's something to look at here. Scoring 3.36 goals per game compared to Anaheim at 2.59. And defensively, both teams are not the best in the world, so another way to look at this game is definitely the over. But New Jersey should really have no problems winning by 2+ here. The Devils have been strong on the road this season at 16-10-1, and the Ducks have just been horrendous at home. I mean, if you're 8-20-1 at home, you need to bet against this team consistently. They've lost 3 straight home games, and just looking at what they've done so far, it's just not a team that I want to play with right here. Jesper Bratt's been very good for the Devils, 22 goals this season. Look for him to take over. And then Jack Hughes as well. I think the combination of those two guys is really going to get it done for the New Jersey Devils here. I am a Quinnipiac grab, but I'm going against them in this spot. I'm going to lay the points here with Iona. First off, this line is very sketchy. When you just look at it off the top, Iona's coming in at 13-14, 8-8 in the MAC conference, and they're a 2.5-point favorite here at home. Makes sense, obviously, them thinking they're at home, but overall, Quinnipiac is the better team when you look at the record. The way the public bets, though, I do expect this line to move back towards Quinnipiac, so you might want to get it right now if you are on Quinnipiac, because this line could move back in their favor. If you're on Iona here, I would obviously wait because you're probably going to get another point based on the public here. But we'll see how that goes. Quinnipiac's playing some of their worst basketball of the season so far. They've lost 4 straight games. Not that Iona's playing that well either. They're just 1-4 in their past 5. But when you look at the KenPom rankings, you can really dive in and say there's a reason Iona is favored in this spot. Quinnipiac is 209th in the KenPom rankings. The Gales are 185th. They just haven't found ways to win down the stretch. That's been their biggest issue, but I think they can fix it in this spot. Greg Gordon, Iona's leading scorer, has left the Gales program due to personal reasons. That definitely hurts them coming into this one. They have not been the same team without him from an offensive perspective, but they still have a guy named Aiden Tretow who's been fantastic, really done an excellent job filling the void. He dropped 30 points against Quinnipiac in the first meeting of the season, a game where the Gales lost by just 4 points on the road. I think the script flips in this one. They get the job done and get a little revenge on the Bobcats. So I will say this says a lot about the slate on Friday, that this is the headlining matchup, but it is here, and I love it. Dayton minus 1.5 against Loyola Chicago on the road. Dayton is one of the best mid-major programs in the country. I do expect them to show up and get the job done in this spot against Loyola Chicago. This is a difficult spot for them, though, in the sense of they're a 20-8 team, or they're going against a 28 team, the Ramblers, and they're 12-3 in the Atlantic 10. They also have not been very good on the road this season. I think they're just 5-4. But Dayton is tied for second place in the conference. This is a meaningful game. They're 1 game behind Richmond, and they still have a lot to play for. They're playing for seeding, playing for the tournament bid. They're really doing a lot right now, and I think we're going to see that energy come into this game. They have not been great on the road, as I was saying. Loyola is a very good home team at 13-2, but that's consistent across college basketball. Good teams win at home, and even if they're good, they tend to struggle on the road. So I'm not going to play into that too much here, just because Dayton does have a significant advantage in the KenPom rankings in my statistical breakdown. When you look at them, they are 25th in the KenPom rankings, 16th in adjusted offensive efficiency. Loyola is slightly better on the defensive side of the ball. They're 96 overall compared to 96 overall in the KenPom rankings, but very good on defense, 183rd in adjusted offensive efficiency, though. When I look at that, I do think this game's going to come down to offense, and I think Dayton, when they do go on their runs, I think Loyola Chicago is going to have a tough time shutting them down and then answering on offense. Deron Holmes is the player to watch for Dayton. He's been fantastic on the road this season, shooting 50% from the field as a visitor. He scored 20 points per game, so look for him to step up here and for Dayton to get the job done.